Welcome to Stage Mom Podcast, a podcast for breakthrough bands and artists. Today we have Worldwide Wednesday. Worldwide Wednesday is a hip-hop artist out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania and South Florida. This podcast was super special to me because Wednesday happens to be a huge inspiration for me. Not only is he an incredible writer and hip-hop artist, but he also is such a selfless person that puts in his own time to help children of his community as well as the artists of his community. You'll hear all about that during this podcast. Wednesday has inspired me to actually do this podcast. I saw what he was doing to help the other artists out there, and I had to do something also. I've known him for many years, and I'm honored to call him a friend. Go check out his social media and follow him on Spotify. He is such a fun, creative artist that I can't wait to see blow up. It will be so well deserved when it happens.
This ain't the time to be, not everyone go ride with me. If you're sitting at my table, know that you got ties with me. I'm going one way, there's no such thing as choosing sides with me. Look around and all my guys right here, they say they proud of me. Cause they all been down with me, been hitting the ground with me. I'm him undoubtedly.
Okay, so we have Worldwide Wednesday here with us today. I'm super excited. I've been trying to get you here for months.
I know.
But you're so busy.
Finally in town.
I'm very excited. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how you got to be. Also want to know about your name and where you're from and everything.
Yeah, so pretty much a hip-hop singer, songwriter, artist out from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I moved down here for about 5 years, got acquainted with everyone down here in South Florida. I went to FIU College, graduated with a communications degree. Ended up working at a radio station, one of the biggest in the country, top 5. Doing promotions and marketing. Kind of got interested in throwing events because through the radio station we were always setting up events, always setting up music festivals, things like that. So I started up my own business called The Ripple Effect, as you have the shirt.
Yes.
Started up my own business called The Ripple Effect with a team of people from the radio station because they already knew how to throw events. We wanted to do it ourselves. We saw the flaws in the way that corporate threw their festivals and what we could make better. We really wanted to make sure with the Ripple Effect that we tailored it to independent artists, but also made sure that they felt comfortable in a setting like that. Because a lot of times what happens with independent artists is that it's like a pay-to-play type thing where it's you come on the festival, you pay $150 to $200 to play on the festival or for your slot, and then they don't really care about you. With us, it's like we take the artists, we sit them down, we see what's your vibe, what's your aesthetic, and then we kind of like alter our marketing so that we would be able to like help just like make it bigger than what it is,
right,
you know?
Right.
So we really sit down with the artists and just try and curate for them. That's why we say for the artist by the artist.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm still singing, songwriting. I'm working with some good producers, some bigger producers right now. Just trying to get my first placement so that I can move through the world of the artistry because I feel like once I start connecting with these producers and artists and songwriters, that way I can start branching out and doing my own thing. Mm-hmm. But right now it's just putting in the groundwork to get there.
Yeah. Okay, so you said something that I was going to bring up. All right, college. You were in a fraternity.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Do you talk to any of your frat brothers anymore or anything like that? And how did you end up in a fraternity?
I still do talk to a couple of them. One actually I was just over this past weekend up at the Airbnb. But I went to FIU, so I don't have family or friends down here. Yeah. So I was kind of like the lone child, just like roaming a commuter school that I didn't know was a commuter school at first. I thought it was like I thought it was a big school. Everyone stayed on campus. We're all going to get to know each other. But then I found out it was a commuter school. So I'm like, all right, what's the best way that I can like just maneuver? How can I get involved? And my roommate at the time, because I was living on campus, he was a part of Sigma Phi Epsilon. He was like, yo, why don't you just join a fraternity? I'm like, nah, like, that's not who I am. Like, that sounds cool, but like, nah. And he was like, come on, just check it out. Like, come to the Rush Week, meet some of the guys, meet some of my brothers, whatever. So I met them, and then I went to other fraternities just to see, like, how everyone acted, because I'm not really like you got to wear this, and you got to, like, I'm very my own person. Right. So, like, I didn't like that aspect of it, but with Sigma Phi Epsilon, like, I saw that not everyone was wearing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone was very chill and, like, down to earth, like, very genuine people. I'm like, I might fit in this. Like, I might have a spot somewhere in here. And it was the easiest way for me to start connecting some dots.
Yeah.
Especially with the More Rich. Because that way, like, our alumni group, like, was, you know, easy to connect with and be able to, like, facilitate things that I wanted to do on, like, a surface level.
Right.
And just make it bigger. So I ended up becoming the VP of communications in my fraternity.
Wow.
So I helped throw all the events. Like it just like led.
Yeah.
Events.
Right.
Events. But I started out Ripple Effect because back in my city, when I was starting out with music, I didn't have that platform for me to go on. A lot of people denied me. A lot of people were like, nah, like maybe next time. And like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start my own thing and like throw my own festival, throw my own show, and just like it just branched out from there.
It's funny. So everybody hears me talk about my kid and how she's in a band, and she just started. I don't know if you've heard. She's releasing her first solo album, or the first single from her EP on Friday.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, she actually is singing, and she's playing guitar on this.
Heck
and her studio recording, she played all the instruments. So she's got a band. She's going to be playing at Minifest. But
that's sick.
I have a really good question for you. So for her, you offered a lot of opportunities for her band that they would never have ever had in a million years. And it was funny, and I don't know if you know this story, but when I first started getting gigs and stuff for Saving Harold, I asked the kids, okay, what venue do you want me to reach out to and try to get you in at? And everybody was realistic except for Max. He was like Revolution Live, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's just never going to happen. I mean, they were like 15 years old at the time. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening. But I was like, okay, yeah. So then I moved on. And then I got an email from the Ripple Effect about the wave to the Ripple Effect. I still, to this day, have no idea how you found us. But I got this email. But do you remember the first time you met me?
At the Wave to Ripple Effect.
Yes, but do you remember how we met?
I don't.
Okay. So it's so funny because I'm like that type of person that, like, if I'm at the store, I'll make sure I go find, if someone's really nice or good, I'll go find somebody to let their manager know, oh, that person was really nice or whatever. So I happened to be standing next to you, and I said, it was before you performed, and I said, oh, are you a part of this event? And you said, yeah. And I said, oh, okay, because, like, there's this person I've been talking to via text message who's been really nice, and I just want to let the person know. So is there, like, a manager that I could talk to? And you're like, I'm the creator. I own this thing. And I'm like, oh, so I got the right person. And it ended up being...
No,
it wasn't Tabby. It was, oh, God, why am I drawing a blank right now?
Ty, Carlo,
no, it was, what's his
Marissa,
name? His name. What?
Ty?
It was Ty, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but then halfway through, I started talking to Tabby because Ty dropped his phone in the pool or the water or something like that. So, but that was a funny story.
Yeah.
So anyhow, back to your music. When did you first get started? And when did you know that this was what you wanted to do?
Well, those are two different times for me. I first got started in high school, just messing around, just like everybody else who hops on a mic. They're very nervous their first time, but like with me, we just hung a microphone off like a hanger in the closet and just like called it a day. You know, we were just messing around.
Right.
Then throughout high school, we were like, you know what? Let's hop in a real studio. So we got in a real studio. We started working with an engineer. We released a couple albums, and then for me, it was like. That was like some of the worst times in my life because back then it's like, I don't think it as much now, but back then in high school, music was the weird thing to do. So like all the band geeks and the nerds and like, oh, like you play music, like stick with that.
Really? Was it like that?
Yeah.
Because we had, like, down here, we had a separation of the band geeks and then like the hip hop artists, like the local ones.
Catholic school.
Yeah.
So like I went to like a different, different type of school that didn't really see music as being a viable career.
Right, okay.
So it was like almost unrealistic when I was like putting out these projects and just doing what I do. Of course I wasn't the best at what I was doing. So it's understandable why that was looked weird, like down upon. But it's also at the same time it's a way for me to express myself. So that's what I used it through high school. And when I started like getting really bad feedback, I was like, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Like It was fun, but like maybe I shouldn't be the front man.
Right.
So I started doing I started learning how to produce. I started learning how to engineer. I worked for Atlantic Records, I interned for them as an engineer there. I owned my own recording studio for a couple years, and then I was like, you know what, I gotta do something different. So that's when I moved down to Florida.
Right.
But I didn't start taking myself serious until, as I was producing a lot of records where I was like, man, I would love to hop on some of these. And I was like telling my friends, yo, like, what if I got back into it? And then my one friend, Pineapple Poppy, he was like, yo, like, do it. And I was like, nah, I can't go back to that, like, bad feedback. Like, I don't like that. Like, it didn't feel comfortable for me.
Yeah.
He was like, no, like, I'm telling you, you have something. You were good. It's just now you have developed yourself. I'm like, I don't know. I said, if I ever go back, I'll name myself Wednesday and call my EP This Week. It's like a joke, just like joking around with him, because I never thought I would be in this position doing music again.
Right.
So for me, Wednesday almost turned into this confident side of me where I'm like, because I released the record, my first record as Wednesday. It got 11,000 views in a couple weeks, and I'm like, yo, like, people really do enjoy this. Like, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. So that's when it was like, you know what? Wednesday is my confident side. Like, I could do anything I want. Like, and that's just when everything started clicking in my brain. I got to make this happen. I got to make this happen.
Right.
I got to prove not only the people who made fun of me wrong, but myself. Like, because I just backed away from doing all that stuff in high school when I could have been 10 times further than what I was.
Right.
So it's just for myself and for all the independents who are like scared to keep going, or like have a lot of negative feedback, or maybe don't get the listens that they want, or the people support that they want. It's like, you just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You gotta stay consistent.
Yeah.
You gotta keep progressing, because LeBron didn't become LeBron without practice. Like,
Michael Jordan didn't even make his the first time he tried out for basketball. He didn't make the team.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we just gotta keep going.
Yeah, exactly. And like, all right, so is there like a little part of you that looks back at these kids from high school that made fun of you, that were like, were you sitting there, like, you just recently went to the Grammys?
Yeah.
Were you like, I hope someone sees me? Because I sure as hell would be. I'll be posting it out there, like, tag me in that so-and-so can see this.
Not as much as I used to. I mean, they're at my shows now, so.
Isn't that the best feeling? Yeah. So, okay, so speaking of big accomplishments, all right, so you went to the Grammys with your girlfriend, who's like a goddess, by the way. Like, she is so adorable. If you have a chance to check out Lindsay's girlfriend.
She's a beautiful girl.
She is. She's like naturally, beautifully. Like, yeah. It's just like,
she has a great personality, like inside and out. Like, yeah, she's awesome.
So, all right, so you went to the Grammys with her. Tell me about that. Was that like the best time of your whole entire life?
It was surreal. Like, throughout the entire time I was there, probably up until the actual Grammys like came, I was like, I can't believe like I'm doing all this. Like, I'm in Vegas. I've never been to Vegas. This is my first time in Vegas. And what made it even more surreal was just being around the same people that like I do music with back in my city. Like, I'm with my friends. Like, I'm with my people. It's not a lot of people could say that. Nope. And, you know, I was just so thankful and grateful to be in that position. But yeah, it was cool. Like, a lot of meetings, a lot of events, networking, some shoots, a couple photo shoots that I had out there. Yeah, it was just awesome. It was such a good weekend for like connecting with people.
Definitely.
Networking with people.
Yeah. So
I have a lot of producers that I'm working with now, and a lot of eyes on me that I didn't before. And it's those positions that you got to put yourself in to be able to expand your, not only, you know, your artistry, but your brand and your network base.
Right. Yeah, it's true. It's all about networking and like the right place, right time. You never know when it's going to be your time.
That's the thing too, is like, even if you're networking now, right? So I'm working with a producer I met 6 years ago. We were talking about last night. I was in the studio last night. He was like, we were just talking about where we first met. We met at 3 Points Music Festival, and I was working the ticket booth.
Right. Oh,
and I was like, "Oh, you do music?" And I just started like a conversation with him. He's like, "Yeah." But it was a very quick conversation. I was like, "Let me get your Instagram. I'd love to work with you, whatever." And for 5 years straight, this guy was just like I was like, "Yo, let's work," and like it would kind of get pushed to the side, like not disrespectfully, but
life.
Last night I was telling him, I said it's all God, because like I wasn't ready at that time. I wasn't ready in that position. So sometimes the people you meet now might not be in your direct network until years later.
Right.
but keep those connections and don't burn bridges, because you never know how they can help you or how you can help them.
Yep. My father used to tell me, careful of the toes you step on today. They might be attached to the ass you have to kiss tomorrow. So it's like,
facts.
so,
yeah.
yep.
That's funny.
Yeah. But it's funny because like with my daughter's band and you with the Ripple Effect, I remember like I used to drive you crazy. Every time you posted something about a new Ripple Effect, I was right there, like driving you nuts. But look at us now.
No,
right?
I loved it though, because the team was always like, we gotta get Saving Hero. Like we enjoyed that they were so young and like so talented. And just to be able to like rock a show the way they did, they're the highlight of every single show that we had. Like, we were just excited to see them perform again. Like 1 year, and then another year after another.
And
like,
how much they change throughout each year.
Yeah, every year.
But I've seen that with you too. Like, all right, so my favorite song, what was it? And forgive me if I don't know all the names, but something about the cellular.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Petty.
Petty. That was one of my favorite songs for a long time. And then you did the little thing with the Vampire Boys.
Yeah,
Vampire Punk Boys, which I loved.
Started up a band with my friends.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, that might have been the hardest thing to do. Like, it was so much fun, but like keeping a band together, I'd never been in a band before, so I had no idea how hard it was to like collaborate with 3 other artists. Like.
And they were different too.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that was good though. That was a good collaboration for real.
We have a lot more songs in the tuck-in that we're never probably going to release. They wanted to for so long, but like I just don't. The thing is, if we're not going to take it serious, and this is how I feel about a lot of like other artists too, is when artists come to me for features or want to perform on the Ripple Effect, I look at you as, are you trying to make this a career?
Right.
Because it wouldn't be worth it for us to like do all the things and push all the content that we're pushing if you're not taking yourself serious.
Right.
So same thing applies. Like, everybody has their own life, so the bandmates have to handle what they got to handle. And I could tell in the moment that it might just not be the right time for us to be together. You know, if you want to take music serious in the future, then I would love to like sit down again and work. But until that time comes, like, I don't want to release music and just let it be a teaser and like, nah, like.
No, I agree. And I know that I've got this little small podcast here, but I kind of feel the same way as you. Like, with some bands that want to come on, I'm like, I almost want to say, well, how much music do you have out? Like, what? Because I am making a platform so that people can get seen in a different way as well. But it's like, there's some like, I have to tell you after, but there's some that I wanted to say, bro, someone else could have been here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, so I totally get what you're saying with that, where you kind of have to filter it out, especially because the opportunity that you offer is an incredible opportunity. It really is. Okay, so, all right. So now, all right, did I read somewhere that you were going to release a single a month?
Yes. Yeah, I was supposed to.
Oh.
I kind of got backtracked.
Okay. Sorry, I'll cut that.
No, it's cool. It's all right, because this is part of it. I'd love to talk about it. Okay. So January I released Grenade, which is one of my favorite songs so far this year.
Okay.
Just because of the writing behind it. But so I released Grenade. February / March I released The Chosen One.
Which I love.
February
also.
I released The Chosen One. March I released the music video.
The video.
Very recently. And I was going to release another song like in March, but this song has a bigger feature on it. Okay. So I'm trying to curate the rollout to be something that like makes it hit instead of me just releasing it and saying I hope that everyone picks it up.
Right.
Nah, like, so I just have to plan. I have to strategize with like how I'm maneuvering, you know. Right. So I met a lot of people at the Grammys, and now these people are, you know, starting to help me with like my rollout and my marketing and like the way that my next release is going to be released. My next single is going to be released. So the big artists I have on it, I don't want that to just fade away. Like, I really want, he's very popular right now. He wrote 2 songs for Nicki Minaj last month.
Nice.
They both hit #1 on Billboard.
Wow.
He was a #1 songwriter on Billboard. So like it's a very big deal for me.
Right.
Whether or not it's for everybody else, it's a big deal. For me, it is because I've been curating that relationship for a while, and like I loved his music. So to get him on an actual song is like,
That's
like
awesome.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And now to see like the level up for him, but it's funny because the producers I'm working with now are involved with him, and like it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
It's like it's insane how small this industry really is.
It really
like,
is.
I meet more and more people, and one of the things I notice is you're always one person away from the person you need to meet.
Yeah.
And it's just insane. So with that month-to-month thing, I would love to stay on track. I haven't, unfortunately, just because I've been very focused on releasing this next single and trying to like give it in a way that I feel comfortable and that I would love. So hasn't been quite that way. But I did say that.
But it's coming soon, though.
Yeah, I have a lot of music to release, tons of music to release. But yeah, this next single is coming soon. A lot of production and songwriting has been happening for me too. So like, it's like a lot is going on right now, and I didn't expect that in January.
Right.
So from these past 4 months of living, I was just like, it's been like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity.
You have to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So got to prioritize.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what was the first song you ever wrote, and did you record it?
What was the first song I ever wrote? That was probably back in high school, to be honest with you, when we were just messing around. But I'd say the first record I released as Wednesday was probably my first full written song, just because I produced the beat. I wrote the song. What was it called? I can't even remember what it was called right now. I remember the cover. I can't remember the song name. But yeah, it was probably in 2019.
Okay.
No, 2018, something like that.
And what was your all-time favorite song that you've ever released?
Oof. I always wonder this myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, like, for me, I see the progression. Like, I keep getting better at songwriting, and I'm practicing, and I'm, like, just being around top-notch people, which I was talking about last night, too, which is cool, is, like, as you work with bigger producers, as you work with bigger people in the industry, you kind of, like, you have to level up. So it's, like, just a constant progression of, like, how good can I get? How much better can I get?
Right.
So, my favorite song that I personally made, probably Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's
a good one too.
Yeah, just the vibe and the meaning behind it, the story behind it, how I created it, who I created it with, like all of it was like just like it came full. Like.
So what's the story behind it?
So I had went out to LA. My ex had invited me out to LA to see her new place that she had just gotten and stuff. Like, and I went out there to make music with her because she was like, "Come out here, like I want to start songwriting and like I want you to help me. You've always been there to like, you know, facilitate my music." Da da da. Like, all right, cool. So like in my mind, I'm like, I'm on a mission out here. Like, I'm out here to like do music and whatever. But like I ended up being out there for a whole nother reason. Like just. That was like the end all be all for me where like I was stuck in a rut for a little while over like just the feelings and emotions of like I thought we were going to work out. I thought like this was like it and then it really wasn't and it was just like going left and like that was like the end all like I'm cool like finally I have let all of this go. I see what it is. I'm like and that's the part of Los Angeles is like I was lost in Los Angeles. Like, I was like, I came out here for one thing, now I'm out here for another, and like emotions like might have gotten involved, and like just thinking like too much, overthinking everything. So Los Angeles was born in a way of like, you know what? I'm not worried about this no more. Like, I don't need to. Like, I'm fine. I found my way. Like, I'm good. Like the chosen one. I found my way. I found a way. I found a way. Like, it's true. Los Angeles was just that confusing moment of like. No more tug and pull, like no more of that. I'm good on that.
It's like confusing but eye-opening. at the same time.
And I probably didn't explain it the best way, but like, it's just, it might have been just a story for me. Just like something that like emotionally I was feeling and that I let go of. So yeah, Los Angeles just has a very deep meaning for me.
Right. So, all right, when you set out to write a song, do you plan it or do you just, it comes to you and you're like, oh, I gotta get this down?
So I don't really write. Like, I don't really write on my phone. I don't really write.
Oh, okay.
I just hop on the microphone and then like.
How the hell do you remember it? I have to write everything down. I forget everything. It would be a different song every time it came out of my mouth.
Yeah, no. So I just hop on the microphone and then vibe to it. I hear like what it sounds like, what the beat sounds like, what the record sounds like, and I just vibe to it. And whatever I'm feeling in that moment is what I put down. Whatever I'm thinking in my head, I put down, and that's what makes it so authentic and genuine. Is like whatever is in my head is literally coming out of my head.
So it's really exactly who you are in that moment. Your 100%. Music. That's awesome.
And I wake up in different moods. That's why you hear so many different types of music from me, because I can't stick to one type of, or one genre or one type of hip hop song. Like I can't do that because that's just not me. I don't wake up in that mood every day. I don't wake up the happiest. I don't wake up the saddest.
Right.
Whatever you get is like how I woke up that day. So it's like, yeah.
That's awesome though. I love that. I never even would have ever thought that.
Yeah, 100%. That's just how I keep it like super true to myself.
Right.
And
yeah, for sure.
Make sure that, whatever I'm saying is right.
Okay, so let's bring it back again. I don't know, maybe a year or two. I don't know. To when you had your picture up in Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these are big, huge things that happen for people. Yeah. Like, that's huge. So, how'd that all come about? I was, like, so excited. I was like, oh, my God, look! I know him!
To be honest with you, I had management at the time, so management put that one together. That's
awesome.
I didn't have much to do with that other than go out to New York and take a picture in front of it. But at the end, I got, during that time, we were on a run for Friendly Neighborhood, so that was the song that they really wanted to push, and they thought it was like a TikTokable song, and they were like, oh, like, we're going to push this one. And I'm like, okay, cool, like, let's do it. So we're on a 3-month run with it, and part of the runs was to put my picture up in Times Square and, like, make it part of, like, the overall rollout. So it was a good opportunity. It was so cool. It was awesome to have that.
Oh, yeah.
But just things like that, that's what I talk about all the time, is, like, they're cool things, but, like, what about the next day?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what happens the next day?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't... Being cool for social media is cool only if you're actually cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think you're pretty cool.
No, I think so. I think so, too. I'm not saying that wasn't a cool moment. I'm just saying, like, don't fake the funk.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Like, doing those things are cool.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, they're almost, sometimes they're necessary for the rollout plan that you have, for the music that you're trying to push. As you see all these big artists get these billboards and whatnot, obviously, like, it's a necessity of some sort. But there's always another day. Like, tomorrow is always going to come. So, like, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep rolling. Like, that was cool, but, like, what's next?
Yeah,
for me,
exactly.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool. What's next? What can I do bigger? How can I do it bigger? How can I make my team involved? How can I... You know what I mean? Like, just bring it full circle, because I'm a creative human being. I'm not here for any clout. I'm not here for, like, I'm here for respect, and I'm here for just making good music, just being creative. Like, I just want to be creative.
Yeah. Well, and you're also a good person. Like, and anybody that, they don't even have to know you, they could just see you on social media, which, all right, so you're an artist. You've got the ripple effect, you own that, which helps all the other artists. You are, I'm assuming, a really good boyfriend, because you scored a really cute girl that is super nice. But also, you put a lot into your community as well with the little kids, which is probably my favorite role that you play. Mm-hmm. Because what those kids are feeling is probably like nothing that they would feel at home or anything. And I just love that. So everybody needs to check out, like, what you do with the community. So tell us about that.
So, you know what's funny is when I moved back from Florida, back to my hometown in Lancaster, a couple things. One, I was very upset because I didn't feel like my mission here was done. and it's still not done. I keep coming back just to complete missions. But yeah, like I didn't feel like my mission here was fully done. So going back there was a little scary for me because I'm from a small town. So like to get stuck up in a small town is very easy over there. It's like I can easily fall into the ways of a small town mindset and like get a regular job and forget that I'm even doing music or taking it serious. Like it's scary. So I promised myself if I was going to go back to my city, I'm going to get involved with the community and make a change because like that's like that's what's going to keep me going.
Right.
It's what's going to keep me like active. So this opportunity popped up through one of my friends, Dominique. He owns a company called True to You. And True to You is all about just being true to yourself, but helping kids like find an outlet to be creative and how to like express themselves because sometimes they don't get that parent figure or human being to be able to express themselves creatively or like even express themselves in general.
Right.
So with True to You, he invited me onto the team and he was like, look, this is like what I'm trying to do. This is like how we're going to move because he was already a part of the school system. So he created his own mentorship program and like now I'm a mentor under True to You and like he got me into some doors through the school and like now I'm performing at assemblies and like awesome. I'm in middle schools and soon to be high schools and like be able to speak to these kids from a different light because
and you're such a role model for them. Like,
and anybody who walks into a school is a role model. Yeah. Like that's what people forget. That's what teachers forget.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
They do, and it's like they're looking at you do something every single day. So like, why not make it cool? Why not make it something that they enjoy? So like now we have mentors in our group that like make mathematical music. So he has like the 1 through 10s album out already. Now he's working the 11 through 20s or 21s. I'm going to be on the 19th song. And like he's performing at all of these schools and like teaching these kids mathematics through hip hop.
Wow.
So it's like things like that, simple things like that are ways that we can change up the curriculum in a better way that the kids understand because that's what it's about. Like this generation is TikTok, music, and that's it. Like music and TikTok. There's two biggest things in kids' lives, and gaming and video games. So like, how can we relate to the kids? That's sometimes teachers can't get through that way because they're kind of out the generation and don't know like how these kids operate. So we stay in the generation. We make sure that we can facilitate things. And now we have a recording studio over at the Mix. And I'm bringing a summer program to the Mix. Yep, teaching them how to record, songwrite, all the above.
This is like, obviously, like, there's a couple kids that'll probably fall off, but this has probably changed the lives of, I would say, at least 90% of the kids that, because with you being the role model, you look like a cool guy in their eyes, like, and it's, then you're bringing this to their lives, and it's probably such a self-esteem boost, and it's, like, I think it's incredible.
It's awesome. Amazing. And we had a meeting yesterday. The Ripple Effect had a meeting yesterday with Motivational Edge, who does the same exact thing I'm doing up there, down here, maybe even on a bigger scale, to be quite honest with you. They have recording studios. They have dance studios. They have Creative Commons. Like, they have sports facilities. Like, they're sponsored by the Miami Heat. Like, it's crazy what they do down here, but not a lot of people know about them. So the Ripple Effect is teaming up with them.
Oh, good.
And we're actually going to be recruiting teaching artists. Nice. So if anybody would want to get involved.
I think I saw that post that you were looking for. Yes.
If anyone wants to get involved, this is a way to like give back to your community. And you still make money from it. It's not a volunteer service. Like this is you getting paid for your passion and being able to teach the younger generation on how you got through what you got through and how to creatively express yourself.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so what do you feel is the biggest accomplishment that you've made to date as an artist?
Biggest accomplishment. As an artist, I guess I was gonna say Ripple, but that's not as an artist.
Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's artist for the artist, and
you
did it to.
I mean, Ripple Effect is my biggest life accomplishment so far.
Okay.
I guess not only as an artist, but as a businessman too. Like being able to expand from South Florida up to Lancaster and be able to have two teams going at the same time. It's like I'm grateful for that.
Right.
And it's an accomplishment. As an artist, I would say just like my progression from the past 3-4 years as an artist and my songwriting and my production and like just like all of that has come together and like I feel accomplished in a way of like I'm in a place that I never thought I would be in.
Right.
So I'm not done yet. Like it's not the end, but I do feel that it's an accomplishment to be able to be the artist I am today.
Right.
And be honestly the biggest accomplishment for me as an artist is just staying true to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people get lost in the sauce. Especially when they're meeting bigger people and like get caught up in the industry and stuff. Like I'm still me. I'm still the kid I was.
Still remembering the little ones.
Yeah, like I still remember who I am.
Yeah,
so
that's good, and that's important. It's really important.
Yep.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned in this being a part of this industry?
When one door closes, another one always opens.
That's a good one.
Another one always opens because I used to get upset about that. I used to get really upset, like, dang, like, what if I don't get this? What if, you know what I mean? Like, this door closed, like, how am I going to get this now? But, like, it's always after that another one opens up, and it's like, okay, like.
Well, I think the reason that works for you so well is because you've made it known that you put God first. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, He's going to continue to guide you to where you need to go.
100%.
So I think
100%.
that's like an important thing that every artist should know. Like if you're living that way, then yeah.
And that's any God that you believe in. Like just having faith that things are going to be able to work out in your favor, and not dwell on something not going your way. Like once you start dwelling, that's like when everything goes downhill because you're going to continue that energy and have that energy throughout the rest of time until you stop dwelling on it. So it's like, take the day to dwell on it, but the next day you better wake up and be hungry.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So do you have a dream collaboration?
Drake?
Yeah,
no, 100%. I would love to write for Drake. I think I could write for Drake. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess, yeah, Drake is like one of my favorite artists. I feel like he has so many different types of, and that's such a cliche thing to say, but like, that's just who I would want to work with. Honestly, also somebody in like the punk rock scene. I would love to sit down and work with anyone, like, I don't know, any of the members of Green Day or any of like Sum 41 or yeah, and get into that genre. Because I feel like I'm fit for that genre. Yeah. And if I could really sit down with some of those, artists over there and creatives over there, man, we could turn around a whole song like into something way different.
Yeah, so, no, it would be awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of creatives that I want to work with. I want to step out my lane a lot. Like, I would love to go to other countries and work with some of the biggest artists over in other countries. Like, that would be awesome. Yeah, like just learn music as a worldwide culture. Like, right. It's a language. Music is a language.
It is, yeah.
So, like, I guess, just like tons of different people, honestly.
So, you've performed down in South Florida here, also in Lancaster. Do you have a favorite venue that you've performed at?
Favorite venue? Honestly, Revolution's still my favorite venue.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, Revolution is still my favorite venue. I haven't been around the world to be able to see too many venues, but from the venues I've been in and performed in, Revolution Live is the move.
Right, yeah.
Their audio people move. Their lighting guy, John, that's my guy. Like, yeah, Revolution is that spot.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so do you have any favorite local bands here in South Florida that you want to tell everybody about?
Do I have any favorite
bands or artists?
Jessica Morale is doing her thing. She's doing her thing. Like, she knows what it is. She knows exactly what it is and how she's going to get it. It's all about time and patience for her. Yeah. She already got it. Yeah. Luna Scar.
Yeah, I love Luna.
That's my homie. Yeah. Like, that's my homie for life. She moved up to New York.
Yeah, she's flying down for my thing on Saturday. Yeah, so excited. Mackenzie's playing drums for her.
Who?
Mackenzie, my kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So her drummer just had a back surgery, I believe. So she asked Mackenzie if she'd play.
That's awesome.
So it'll be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the two notable ones for right now. And my homie Trey, Gift Rap Trey, he's really doing his thing out here. He's from Pennsylvania, so he's home team, but he's out here doing his thing. So those are a few of the people that I really like stay updated with.
Right.
And make sure, if there's any way I can support them or help them, I'm with it. Yeah. Like Luna hit me the other week or the other month about getting into the recording academy. Because I'm part of the recording academy.
Oh, nice.
Up in Philadelphia. And she wanted to be one in New York, but you need consideration. So we just missed the deadline for me to give her consideration. But that's for next year now.
Right,
like, we're going to work on that for next year. She's going to get into the recording academy.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So we're going to go. I mean, we did do a lot of research on who you are as a person, but I have a little segment called You Can Tell Mom Anything. So I'm going to ask some questions here.
I like that. I like the name of
that. Because, I'm a mom.
Of course.
All right. If you could pursue any career, if you didn't pursue the career in the music industry, what would you be?
I always said that if I were to go back to school, I would go for psychology because I'm very interested in the mind and like how the mind works and why people do the things that they do.
Right.
So I would probably still be a mentor of some sort, or not a therapist because I don't want to deal with other people's problems, but like just understand the mental space and like on a deeper level and be able to facilitate the younger generation into a better position.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what is the weirdest or funniest question you have ever been asked in an interview? It better not be one I asked today. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, I was asked some stupid stuff in interviews, and like, yeah, man. There's one instance I think of, but I don't even know if I want to bring it up. Like, I was in an interview in Atlanta, and it was just like. There's a different vibe. There's literally something on my mind that I know, but I'm cool.
So it's the one in Atlanta, but we're not disclosing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot New Hip Hop interview if you want to go check it out.
Okay. All right. So what is something that everybody in your industry should start doing?
What is something in the music industry that everyone should start doing?
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell anyone to do anything because this industry, like... It's all about control, but but like it's also about the different paths. Like there's so many different paths that you can take that my path might not work for you. Mm-hmm. Your path might not work for me. So like I can't really tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but I can give advice on like what worked for me and what didn't work for me.
Right.
You know, so what you have to do is just believe in yourself. I'll give you that much. Yeah. Like you have to believe in yourself because the minute that you don't, somebody else is. Yeah. So they're going to take your spot.
You're absolutely right with that.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, so what is the biggest challenge that you feel the industry is facing?
Authenticity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Authenticity.
Someone came to mind that purpose. I won't say either, but
purpose.
When you said that.
What's the word I'm looking for? Authenticity, purpose, and impact.
Okay.
Impact. Because the words that you say in your music are so, like, impactful to a lot of people.
They are.
And that's why, like, I really try and think of, like, how each of my songs are going to be received. And I don't really try and put them out unless I feel confident that it has, like, some type of positive impact, even if it's a sad song. Like,
it portrays you as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And like now, kids are listening to my music. Kids are on my TikTok. Like, like I'm surrounded by children.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna censor myself all the way because I still like that's part of my art. You know, it's subjective on whether you like it or should be listening.
Right.
But I'm definitely not going to lead kids in a bad direction of like doing drugs and like all that kind of stuff because like that's just not me. You know, I smoke, but like that's like really it. That's where it stops.
Yeah.
But yeah, like authenticity and impact. You gotta make sure the things that you're saying have some type of positive impact, even if it's a sad song. Like that's okay to be sad and like talk about emotions and feelings because sometimes those emotions and feelings are some things that the kids are going through that they need to hear from an older adult. Like and like, oh yeah, like you're going through it too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so back to your gorgeous girlfriend. How did you meet her, and where did you bring her on your first date?
Actually, we have an awesome story.
Okay, cool. I love hearing these stories.
Yeah, so I had went out. I don't really go out in my city too often because I don't like seeing too many people I know. Which I live in a small city. But I guess that's the opposite of what an artist should do or whatever. I don't really go out too often, so I got invited out to see a friend that I hadn't seen in a while. So me and a couple guys went out. We had a couple drinks at a local bar, and it happened to be karaoke night, which I don't go out, so I don't know when karaoke nights are. So like, cool. She was up on the microphone. She performed "Big Girls Don't Cry." She loves that song. And then afterwards, she said on the microphone, "Man ain't shit." Da da da. I guess she was going through whatever she was going through.
Apparently.
And to me, I was like, yeah, she's confident. Like, I like the way she's talking. Like, I don't know. I like that type of woman. So, I went up to go sing a song next. Like, I was called up next. She was up there choosing another song to sing. I was like, come sing with me. And she didn't. She was like, okay. And, like, grabbed the second microphone, and, like, we were singing Wayne Wonder.
What is that?
Wayne Wonder, what is the song he sang? I can't sing right now. My voice is...
I kind of feel like I know what you're talking about.
She is a beauty, very special.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we were singing...
But it was really good.
No, we were singing Wayne Wonder, and then at the end of it, I was like, yeah, good job. Like, you sounded great. Da, da, da. And I didn't find out until a few days later that her microphone was never on. So, like, I didn't actually hear her. Hilarious.
So funny.
So, she went to go sit down, and, like, we were just looking at each other across the bar, and I was like pretty much like, what's up? Like, you want to talk or whatever? And she just, like that. I came over, I started talking to her. And we were just vibing from, like, the minute that we started talking to each other, and then she, like, disappeared. She said she was going to the bathroom and, like, dipped. And, like, I was like, okay, I guess we weren't vibing as much as I thought. So I left the bar, and then I see on my Instagram she had messaged me, and it's like, oh.
She
like,
found you?
Yeah.
I don't know how people find people so quickly on Instagram.
She knew of me through other people.
Oh, my God. Mackenzie can find someone that she walked down aisle 1 at Publix. She's like, oh, let me find. I'm like, how the hell
That's insane.
Find that person?
I don't know how to do that either.
Oh my God.
But she knew me through, like, other people and, like, mutual friends and whatnot. Okay. She knew of me. She was actually coached by my dad in basketball.
Nice. Okay.
So, like, it was like a whole thing. But then, like, I asked her on a date or whatever, and our first date, we were supposed to go on a hike because out in PA we actually have mountains that you can hike. So we went on a hike and it started downpouring.
Oh, jeez.
And we said, okay, like, let's go still. So we just walked through the downpouring rain and a hike and, like, just talked about life. And at that point, I was like, yeah, like, this is cool. Like,
now, did you plan the date or did she?
I planned it.
You planned it, yeah. Okay. Do you feel like men should, like, because I've noticed just, like, with Mackenzie dating and stuff, you know, a lot of these guys just don't plan shit. And it's like, what the hell? But, you know,
South Florida's different.
I got this kid who's demanding it. If you're not gonna, like, she doesn't have time for it. And so I have to, like, give her props with that because I was very different. I probably would have been like, okay, well, meet me here and then we can go here and I'll plan it all. But her, she's like, nope. Yeah. If they want to go out with me, then...
Nah, good for her because South Florida is a different monster, to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah. So it is like a normal thing for these South Florida guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, everything is like this.
Yeah.
Down here, everything is very quick.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I
hadn't ever found a relationship down here.
How long have you and your girlfriend been together now?
Almost a year.
Wow. Yeah. Time flies. She had no idea what kind of ride she was going to be put on. Huh?
Oh, no. And that was the thing for me is, like, in my last relationship, it was very hard to... we both wanted to be, like, the front person, you know? We both wanted the attention. We both wanted, like, you know, just, like, to be who we were.
Right.
And it would, like, sometimes we clashed heads. With her, it's, like, it's a lot easier because she's more of, like, a chill, laid-back person. Yeah. And I'm, like, a very up-in-your-face person. So, like, it's the balance for us that really works out. But, yeah, like, I wanted to throw her into the mix of everything that's happening now so she can see what life is going to be 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And you can decide whether you like it now or not.
Right. Yeah.
So that way, in 10 years, you know whether you're going to like it or not.
Yeah. Well,
Because
that's
music
smart.
industry is a hard place to be in. Like,
Yeah.
She knows it. She gets very overwhelmed. She has a lot of anxiety. A lot of times we do things, but I try and be there as best as possible. And like, I can only do so much. So.
Yeah, that's smart to do that. Okay. So, if you were to write a book, what would it be about?
I've always wanted to do a TED Talk.
Okay.
Like, I've always wanted to actually pop up in my own city, really, and do a TED Talk. So, like, a motivational book, 100%.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever read Russ's book. You know who Russ is? Mm-hmm. Okay, he's an independent artist.
Okay.
Who's like one of the top independent artists, like, touring the world.
Wow, okay.
But, yeah, he wrote a book, and that book inspired me to just, like, one day sit down and think about everything that I've been through, and like how I mentor kids now is like I teach them a lot of things. So I feel like I have a lot to offer, like a lot of gems to offer for people who are just like starting out and people who are, you know, just confused on what they want to do in life. It doesn't even have to be about music, like just like finding your purpose and like. And we have so many books out here on that, but everybody has their own story. Yeah. And maybe my story connects with somebody a little bit better than another's story. So I would definitely write like a motivational self-help book.
Yeah, I think that would be a good book, though. I think you'd be good at that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could have dinner with 3 celebrities, past or present, who would they be?
Past or present, 3 celebrities. 3 celebrities. Definitely want it to be a funny dinner.
Okay.
So I would have to go down like the comedy route of things.
Okay.
Honestly, I would have loved to have a dinner with Mac Miller.
Okay.
Like he's from around Pennsylvania. Like he just like he inspired me to do music. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to just talk to him. Him. I always said that I would have loved to sit down with Russ as well because he's such like an inspirational dude.
Right.
And I'm going the opposite of comedy, but like, it's cool. Like these are actually people I would love to sit down and have a conversation with. And his way of like independency, definitely how he got to where he was getting, and like just like and I'm gonna throw Adam Sandler in there just for
my God, I love him.
Yeah, I think he would be hilarious to be around. He reminds me so much of a good friend I had back in high school. Still have him, but like he's hilarious, and I just feel like it would just be a funny time.
It would be with him there. God. Okay, so who is your celebrity crush?
You know who Rosalie is?
Oh.
She's a Spanish artist. She's from Spain.
Oh,
beautiful. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Yeah, okay. She's probably my celebrity crush right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Back then it was like Kelly Kapowski and Topanga, but that was back in the day.
That was everybody's, I think. Yeah. Everybody's, yeah.
I was obsessed.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have any hobbies or interests outside of music? I mean, I know you help the children.
Yeah. I play soccer on Tuesday nights.
Oh, okay. My husband's huge soccer, like the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't watch as much soccer as I
wish.
As I play it. I love playing it.
He used to play all the time. Now he's just out of shape.
I messed my knee up last week at a soccer game, and I came here on crutches. And
oh no!
Yeah, I lost the crutches. So I don't know.
It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we were here for a bachelor weekend after so I don't know where they went. Funny. But they're somewhere.
And then he's better.
Yeah, I'm walking. So.
That is so funny. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, my husband was apparently really good. I hear about it all the time because he was a left footer, and apparently left footers are hard to come by. Mm-hmm. Good left footers. I don't know.
I'm ambidextrous with my feet.
Are you?
Yeah.
See, he's like a left footer with that. He fishes left-handed. He eats left-handed, but he writes right-handed. Huh. It's
so weird.
It's so weird.
He's ambidextrous.
I think he's got some issues. Something's going on. He probably is ambidextrous.
Yeah,
but I hear you're smarter when you're ambidextrous. So.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Because of how your mind, like the sides of the mind that you use.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also like beer, so like I wouldn't mind opening up my own brewery too.
I would love to open up a brewery.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I love beer, so it's a science that goes behind it though. Yeah. So it's like if I want to do it, I have to sit down and really like take time, like take a year out of my life and just like focus on how I can do it.
You know, the guitarist from Saving Harold's father, we always talked about it all the time, and he's a huge like IPA. He's got the app where he's tried like thousands, like probably every single IPA, like, and he rates them and stuff. But we always talked about opening up a brewery. Yeah, it would be so fun. But we did it with thought in our head, oh, our kids could play there.
Make it a venue.
Yeah, that's what it was, like, the main point. Yep. Okay, so if you could have your fans remember one thing about you, what would it be?
Wait, side note. You ever notice how breweries don't have, like, really good food?
Well, no. They usually have the food trucks, and I always end up going on the nights that have the shitty food trucks.
We actually got good food at this place. We went to a place called Riverside.
Yeah, Riverside's awesome.
Oh my God,
yes.
Their food is so good.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, for a brewery, y'all are doing it.
Riverside is good.
But I don't know if they actually brew their own beer. They only have other people's beers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, Riverside is just kind of like a brewery, but they don't brew their own.
Yeah. So the breweries that brew their own, they don't have good food because they're too focused on brewing the beer, which is cool. Yeah. And then they have like little snacks or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, Lauder Ale, they brew their own beer. I don't do well with IPAs at all.
Yeah.
Lincoln's Beard Brewery that day, my husband almost left me on the side of the road because I was so annoying. I lost the band merch. I lost my daughter's drum set. Thank God somebody picked it all up for me. I just don't do good with IPAs. But Lauder Ale is bringing in some. I told her the food trucks that I wanted, so I'm hoping that.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, because they call in different ones, and some of them are good, some of them are just like not the best. But I've always had pretty good luck with food at Lauder Ale.
That's awesome.
But that Lincoln Beard's food truck, that was awesome. That one.
Yeah.
They had the fried Oreos on it.
That was good. That was really good.
That was really good. Okay, so what's the one thing you want your fans to remember you?
I don't really like calling them fans because I feel like it's such a demeaning word, but what I want my family, my people to remember me for is that I was just always true to myself. I'm going to keep to that. Like, I always, like, exactly who I say I am and doing and keeping to my word. Somebody who keeps to their word, like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm really going to get this done. I'm really going to be who I want to be. Like, I have so many plans and so many different directions for myself that I would love to go and experience and go down. And if God allows me to be able to live as long as I need to accomplish those things, like, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But for now, it's still the mission. I'm on the mission, and I'm just going to keep at it.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. All right, so just a few more minutes here. I got some rapid fire real quick, so this will go fast. Okay.
I'm really
ready?
bad at these.
Everybody's horrible. I have yet to even do a rapid fire where it's actually rapid fire. All right. What celebrity annoys you the most? I already stumped you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to rapid fire. Ariana Grande, go.
Nickname your family used to call you, or still does?
Oogie.
Oogie, okay, we'll have to talk about that one later. Who do you text the most?
Probably my girl.
Yeah. If you could speak another language other than what you speak, what would it be?
Spanish. I need to learn Spanish.
Yeah. I'm a native Florida.
Puerto Rican.
I would learn it. Oh, really?
I'm Puerto Rican.
So your family speaks it?
My pops, but he tried to teach me. I went to a Catholic white school, and I was like, I don't need to learn this, Dad. I'm around a bunch of white people. And he's like,
and then you moved to Miami.
Then I moved to Miami, and I need it. The one place I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Spanish fluently.
I was in the bathroom one time. I was dating this guy from Chile, and I was in the bathroom at this Latin club. I don't even know if it's probably closed down Holiday Beach Boulevard. It's called La Cavacha. And these women all started talking to me in Spanish. I had no freaking clue what they were saying. I was like, I really need to learn this language, especially if I'm going to date this guy. Alrighty, so who do you feel is the most overrated musician?
Overrated. I don't know. Next.
No? Not Machine Gun Kelly?
Okay,
because
not even a musician
comes to
anymore.
mind. Yes, it's true. Alrighty. What's the one thing you regret spending money on?
some of the, honestly, a lot of the things that I spent in this industry, I regret.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know. I mean, I guess they were learning lessons, so I can't really regret it. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of stupid things that I paid for that I shouldn't have paid for.
Right.
And I've gotten a lot of my money stolen in this industry as well. Yeah. So,
yeah.
The scammers are doing their thing.
Yeah, they will. They will. Okay. What do you impulse buy most often at the store?
Impulse buy. I don't be buying that much, but like honestly, food.
Everybody says food. All the guys that have been on my podcast.
I don't honestly buy too much. Like food is the go-to. Burritos.
Burritos. Okay. Name a person that inspires you.
Wow, there's so many. My pops.
Yeah. Oh.
He inspires me in a business sense. My peoples, like everybody around me, literally, you know what's crazy is that like all the guys that I have around me, all the people I keep around me to the closest, they all inspire me in some type of way, and they all have molded me to be who I am today. Like there's things that I'll take from my homie Laddie of being a dad and like just caring about family that I enjoy watching him like be that figure that I would want for myself. I see Pineapple Poppy be so caring of others and so selfless and like just like that. I love to take that from him and like just like I could keep going on, but all my peoples inspire me. Everyone around me inspires me, because if you don't inspire me, you probably wouldn't be around me for real.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Okay, so do you sleep in or do you take a nap?
No, I don't do either.
No. Okay.
I wake up early and then we keep pushing.
Yeah, you know, wake up early. I see these posts sometimes when I'm driving my kid to school half awake and my hair's still in the bun and I'm still in my pajamas driving her hoping that nobody sees me, and you've already posted 5 minutes ago. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
That's the balance between me and Tabby as business partners, is that she sleeps in until 12 o'clock and I wake up at 7.
That's so funny. Okay, so let's talk about, if you have a message for your fans, what would your message be to them, and what are your future goals, upcoming things? Let us know.
Yeah. So I guess I would say, if you're gonna do it, do it. Like if like I was saying earlier about taking this serious, like if you really want to do something, take yourself serious, because the minute you don't, or if other people see that you don't, they're never going to take you serious unless you take yourself serious. Mm-hmm. And that's like investing, right? So a lot of people like complain, specifically artists, I'm talking about music industry, but I'm sure across the board, a lot of people complain that nobody is investing in them, whether that's time, energy, money, support, whatever. But that's because you're not investing in yourself first. Right. Like the minute you start investing in yourself first, you put the money down for a music video, you put the money down for a studio to get your album done, whatever. That's when other people are like, wow, look, he's really doing the thing. And they believe in you because you are investing in yourself. You're putting yourself, your money, your time, your effort, your energy into yourself. So like, do that first, and then have no expectations. That's another thing. Have zero expectations.
Yes.
But yeah, for me as an artist, I'm currently like songwriting a lot. I'm in these sessions. I'm going to continue to release my own music as well. I'm going to be working with some bigger producers coming up. Working with bigger artists. Just trying to like build an empire for the team to be able to facilitate what they need to facilitate through it. And with Ripple Effect, we have a film festival coming up in June. Yeah, awesome. We have another show at Revolution Live coming up in August that we're hopefully going to be partnering with Motivational Edge on.
Nice.
And a lot more events to come. We're trying to do annual events now, and like we've been testing a lot of events out here and there just to see what's going to work best, what hits the best. Okay. And so far, like, yeah, we got a few in the books. So awesome. Keep updated with us.
Yep. Where can everybody find you? Like, is it Worldwide Wednesday or is it Wednesday?
No, so everywhere is Worldwide Wednesday. Did that on purpose because I felt like branding. Like at the radio station, they used to call me Worldwide. They're like, yo, Worldwide or Worldwide Wednesday. Like they said the whole thing, and I always like in my mind wanted to go as Wednesday.
Right. So that's where the Worldwide came from.
Yeah. Okay. Worldwide came from. I never got out of this country, so like my purpose in doing music is to literally tour and get outside this country through my music.
Okay.
So that's where Worldwide came from. But it was just a tag. It was just something to like be like an Instagram handle and like to work towards, you know?
Right.
But then everyone started calling me Worldwide Wednesday. Right. You know how like people come up to you and say your Instagram name instead of your actual name?
Mama Bird.
Yeah. Literally, that's what I call it. But yeah, like that's what happened to me. But inside like a professional setting, inside like the music industry, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rebrand the page because I just had it as Wednesday.
Right.
I'm gonna rebrand the page to Worldwide Wednesday because it's gonna be easier for people to find me and know who I am and understand what the mission is. So, it's Worldwide Wednesday on everything. And then for Ripple Effect, it's SFL Ripple Effect, or you can go to our website www.sflrippleeffect.com and check out what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're on the move.
I mean, I'm so happy that you came and we finally got this down.
Definitely. Me too.
And I'll tell you, so everybody knows, like, I started this podcast and you were one of my biggest inspirations to do something like this. And, I mean, I really think the world of you, and I think you're going to be really big, going big places.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was fun.
This ain't the time to be, not everyone go ride with me. If you're sitting at my table, know that you got ties with me. I'm going one way, there's no such thing as choosing sides with me. Look around and all my guys right here, they say they proud of me, cause they all been down with me.